Maybe it's not about content at all. Maybe it's about being seen. Because if you really look at it, there is a gap between what you know and what you express, between who you are becoming and how you're showing up. And that gap is where most people, healers, and coaches get stuck. You don't actually struggle with ideas, you don't struggle with knowledge. You struggle with stepping into visibility because being seen means being vulnerable, being judged, being real. All right, all right, all right. Welcome back, my regular viewers, listeners, and watchers. And of course, if you happen to be here for the very first time, welcome. Before I go any further, my name is Rahul George, India's premier iHypnosis life healer coach and your personal guide. So as I was getting ready to record our pod for the day, I was just thinking about, what is it that makes us as healers and coaches post on the regular or to stay away from sharing our perspectives on life. And the one thing that struck me was that, we typically wake up on a day and we say, I don't want to post or I don't know what to post. What actually is happening is that maybe it is not so much as I don't know if I'm ready to be seen like this. I'll say that again. What's actually happening is I don't know if I'm ready to be seen like this. I say this also because in a lot of the work that we do, we actually knowingly or unknowingly are focusing on our identity, who we are being as healers and coaches that are willing to show up or that are showing up, not just for ourselves, but also for our clients. And if you really think about it, content is not about, I'll say that, let me say that again. Content, excuse the throat, content is not about strategy, consistency, and of course, algorithms. The content that we create is about expression. And, in the right space, all of this makes so much sense. Where you know that you're not trying to perform and you're not trying to get it right. Like even right now, as I'm recording, it's my throat suddenly got stuck. So the question is, do I stop or do I keep it just me being me with the intention of making sure that my message goes out to you? And this is something to really consider, that you just show up as you are and let that be enough. Now, having said all of that, quite often we get caught up in our own heads and we find it difficult to just be ourselves. And this is, for me, this is every day becomes a reminder that the work that I get to do, the fact that we have a community that is able to be this space for each of us, myself included, this is really truly the blessing that I get to receive. And to me, this is that invitation that I always want to make to you. I always want to remind you that rather than getting caught up in the what should I post, um, it's more like, am I willing, am I going to allow myself to show this side of me today? And of course, when you have that space that helps you do it, that's community, that is really where all of this comes together. So remember, it is about you just being willing to show up and believing that your message has meaning and that your message will literally reach the right people. As you can see that even if I'm stumbling over my words, that doesn't stop me. That doesn't make me say, okay, let me pause, let me get my words right, but instead let me share this with you and tell you that you're okay. And that when you get to be in a space of okayness, that is really where your message goes out. So, as always, having said all of this, I want you to know that I truly appreciate you, and I do look forward to, of course, seeing you in our space. And if this is something that you want to explore, come join us. Uh, you know, the if you haven't already found me on Instagram, definitely come and connect there. It's a great way to exchange messages, and I'd love to hear your story. And of course, if you happen to already be part of our community, come and be part of our live sessions, which literally happen right through the week. So as always, having said all of that, remember to live your purpose. God bless, and of course, I'll see you in the next one.